Welcome back to Made Up of Wires. Decompiling Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Appreciate everybody who shows up day after day, going on this journey with me. If you want to know more about the Castlevania Symphony of the Night decompilation project, go to soten.z.dev to learn more. Today we're going to play the game a little bit. Should be fun. And we're going to try to figure out some additional entities that are in the Grant, Ralph, Sifa, Grant, Trevor, Sifa boss fight. So let's get started. I'm going to open up the main header, which lists a bunch of things. So we have a couple things that we can do. We know, for example, that this BFC function should probably be called bone cross attack if it's not. Let's look at that one first. Maybe I've changed that already. And what I want to do is, as many of these as possible, see if we can come up with a name. Yeah, I have that already. That is Fake Ralph, I think, right? Fake Grant? Grant was the squirrely guy. Let's go back to Ralph. See what's there. There we go. Yeah, why did that show up? Alright, so we have to find all the instances of this and make sure that we're updating it everywhere. So really we just have the 3 files. Put this one in the background and we'll replace this. And so we'll call this let's see, bone cross attack. Do the same thing here. And do the same thing here. So these I know about already. But in a second we'll get back to some that I don't know about. Set no wrap on this. A little easier for me to read. Maybe you too. We'll see. So I use Vim primarily as my editor, but if you're interested in decompiling, you can use whatever editor you like. So I'm going to run, and I think format was working. I'll leave it now for now. Format touches something that causes about 400 files to be rebuilt, and so I prefer not to do that if I don't have to. So let's start at the top. We're going to look at unknown 1A and see if anything is referencing that directly. So we have these entity IDs that we create an enumeration for. By default, the names are all unknown, and then whatever the hex value of that entity ID is. And then Project Oblivion wrote tooling to import these and associate them with their functions as well. We don't know anything about this, unfortunately. Let's look at this one over here. If we looked at the list of entities, we might be able to find this. Oh, this is interesting. Why is this not working? We're not seeing that. Oh, it's already renamed Entity Cough, and there are no Entity Boss. So we do know what this one is. So this is OVL export Entity Boss. I added an OVL export to that. OVL export is a macro that prefixes the name that's in the argument with the overlay and then an underscore. And it's used for portable builds when we're building everything together as opposed to overlays like the PlayStation or the PSP use. And so we need unique symbols for each one, and a lot of times these same functions show up in a bunch of different places. And so that's one way that we can kind of namespace different overlays. All right, so we have that one, just a wrong name in there. Let's look for 1F next. See if there's any references to that. And this is something that Fake Ralph does, and so that's good. We'll open a new tab there. find unknown 1F. So we're allocating an entity and then creating this, and it will become its own entity then and do whatever it needs to do. So we need to figure out what is it that it needs to do. And what is Trevor or Ralph doing when this happens? So this is entity is this? This is the bone cross attack. And so every 8 frames, and then every after, I guess, 3 frames, we're gonna do both of these. So let's play and see what we can find. So this is something that the bone cross attack is doing as part of its I guess animation. We'll see. I'm gonna go into Duck Station. We don't need to set a breakpoint here because we know already that this is the bone cross attack. And so what we want to do is try to figure out what is being created as the bone cross goes. And let's actually look at what function is going to get called. It's this one here. We can look. Oh, sorry, I have this Duck Station in the way. So we're doing something with rotation. The opacity is set. Velocity. So let's go in and see if we can figure out what's going on here. I don't have a button for Duck Station, so excuse me while I click slowly. Should I add a breakpoint? I won't yet. Right, so I don't have any weapon, I don't think. What I've been doing here is, actually, I have quite a few. We'll choose Graham. That just gives me a little bit more range. I don't have to get close and punch. What I've been doing actually is just turning into mist, which I have set to poison, and using that. So there is another function that I want to look at as well, and it might be worth looking at now, but I think what the function does is drop the skeletons down to the floor. So I want to look at that behavior as well while we're here and see what happens. So you come in, coffins are going to spin around, and yeah, they just kind of fall. And yeah, there is a big blood trail, and my guess is that is what that function is. Interesting, the ice attack from Sifa. So what I'm going to do is I'll kill Grant and Sifa. Super exciting, I know. And then we'll throw a breakpoint on that and just make sure that is what I think it is, but I'm pretty sure it is. Trevor has, yeah, that other attack, the giant bone attack, which he does occasionally. Oh, I didn't know that he had a holy water attack as well. That might help us. All right, so first we're going to take the address of that function for the blood spray. I'm going to throw that in as a breakpoint, and we shouldn't see it triggered right away because the bone cross hasn't been thrown, and so we should see it only after that happens, and it should otherwise that entity should be destroyed. So let's see if that's true. So we need him to get his cross. Bone cross. Come on, throw your bone cross. Dagger. I didn't know he had a dagger attack. Does he not throw bone crosses? Let's do this and see if he'll... Interesting that his attack pattern changed. And so we can go through and look at the... Do you remember that attack? Okay. So this is actually giant bone cross and not just bone cross. And so what we're seeing here is the after image likely of that bone cross. And so let's look at the different options. I think I have. Yeah, so I might be wrong about which one this is then. I had thought that this was the giant bone cross, but maybe I was wrong. Let's add this breakpoint as well. So we do see both of those. I'm a little surprised at that 1F. Happening with the giant bone cross? It does, okay. Is that where... Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. So, nope, that's bone cross. And giant bone cross. So both use this same function. And let's look at that one again. Is there something in here that says, like, depending on what type of cross called me, I'm going to behave differently. So randomly we see step 2 or 3. Let's go back up to this other one. Are we setting params? Params is set to animation current frame, which is a little strange. That's true in all cases. Here we have params set to 0. That's the only time we're explicitly setting it to something. What tells... I'm looking for is how this 1F knows how it knows that it's an after image or blood. And maybe it's always the after image, actually. That could be. Let's look at that. I'm going to take away these breakpoints. And we're going to try to get Trevor to throw his small cross. And maybe I just missed that. He's angry now. Does the small cross have an after image? It does. You can kind of see it. Let's see if I can blow this up. Real big. Too big. You can kind of see here, there is a transparent cross behind it. Just very different from the other one, which has the glowing after image. Yeah, I can kind of see the tail of it there. So this is the after image. So the blood is separate. maybe it's part of the small bone cross. So we have a few things that we can name. I'm going to call this one entity bone cross after image. Big long name. I'm going to replace that everywhere. Build that to make sure that it worked. We're going to call this one the giant bone cross. Get rid of that comment. And so let's look at entity bone cross. I call them alt attack. Drat. I'll get rid of attack here. Should I get rid of it from the enum as well? Probably. This is not ideal. I have to update the symbol table then as well. Nothing to it but to do it. I have to do that anyway for these other enums. Let's do that, I guess. Symbols, SBU. Okay, so this gets into a little bit of trickiness, and I feel like something that I don't necessarily like doing, but is necessary. When we have these enums, we have to update a lot of places, and missing one of them breaks the whole thing. And so we just have to kind of be surgical about it. So we're going to say unknown 1F is giant bone cross. Did it? But it's so much nicer. I mean, those look much nicer. Let me back to my header. Where are you? Hey, guess 7329. We are back. Been a long time. And I like making sure that everything's aligned at the same time. So we have giant bone cross we can do as well. I screwed that up. All right, giant bone cross should be bone cross after image. All right, wasn't as bad as I feared. Oh, now our alignment doesn't work anymore, so I'm not gonna... Should I update all these? Probably. This will be fixed by the linter playing format. Will do that for me. So let's do unknown 20 that build. And that one will be giant bone boss. All right. Moving on, unknown 21. So unknown 21 is created by Fake Ralph. Let's go back here again, and so we're going to look at the function that gets called. We're going to take this. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a duck station in the way. We're going to take the function address, throw that into duck station as a breakpoint. Get rid of all of these. Love that the UI doesn't get updated. And so again, we're just going to play until that attack happens, and we'll see if we can tell which one it is. So we're going to have the whip, we have the holy water, we have the knife attack, I don't know what causes him to switch. There's actually some code that looks for whether or not Alucard is in bat form. He would be able to do nothing to us up here. Come on, throw a dagger at me already. Let's see if the whip is a separate entity. Really surprised he gets stuck on attacks for as long as he does. There we go. Something got him out of that attack. I think I'm going to reset and see if we can get him to throw his knives. So he has two different knives. One just a single knife. I don't think it's the same as Grant's knives, but it could be. I'm going to do the same thing where I'll just take out Grant and Sifa first, and then we'll see if we can get Trevor to do one of those other attacks. If he doesn't, I hadn't seen the, or he could juggle me. I hadn't seen the holy water attack, so that's definitely in there as well. Definitely the most versatile attacks of all three of these bosses. Come on, throw your knives. I know you have them. All right, so he's not doing what I want. Let's go back and pick up some of the other functions that we don't know yet in his attack pattern. So we're looking for, as far as I know, there's going to be either one or two. I'm not sure if the whip is part of his normal animation set, in which case it wouldn't be a separate entity. Or if it's something else, but my guess is it's going to be these three. One of them being the wrong button, the multi-knife attack, which exists. So let's see if we can get him to do any of those things. Do something interesting. Stop getting stuck. Okay, there we go. So he's throwing the holy water, and that looks like it's 40C. So we're going to go back and update all those. Let's make sure it's the holy water, I suppose. Not a knife. Yeah. You can see the blue flames coming up briefly until our breakpoint gets hit again. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have an entity holy water already. We don't, so I'm going to steal that. And if this needs to be namespaced later, it could be called Entity Holy Water Attack, I suppose. But that's how we name things. I'll fix the enums when we get the other two figured out. Oh, and I did the wrong one. All of that. I have to fix all of those. Let's make sure I did this correctly. There's the 40C one. Worse than unknown things are misnamed things. Alright, so we got that one. Let's go back and find the other two. 40C we can get rid of. Let's see if we can get... Oh, what? 664. 664 could be the holy water flames, potentially? Yeah, so holy water bottle versus holy water flame. Interesting, okay. Good to know. Let's change all those holy waters. I'm going to call that, let's see, holy water flask? What does it come in? It's going to say holy water bottle, but that doesn't sound right. And so then 466 is entity holy water flame. All right, So we only have one more with this 228, which I think is, maybe it's not the knife attack, or maybe it's the knife flurry attack. Let's see if we can get those. I got knives. You got knives? Come on, I know you have knives. Just throw a knife at me. I wonder if it's... Well, we could look, but I kind of wonder if it's based on his health or my health. He's back to... Something triggers him to switch his attack. He gets that that blue glow. It's probably randomized. Okay. Oh, here we go. So we're hitting the 228 function now. Let's see what it is. And it is the dagger. So I'm gonna call this entity dagger, I think. And we can choose something else for that if it's appropriately. Get them all. So what I want to see is if this includes both this attack as well as his... Good shot, by the way. There's a dagger flurry attack as well. I'll undo this breakpoint, and then if it happens, I'll unpause. There it goes. And we'll re-enable that breakpoint. Yeah. So it's happening 4 times per frame because there's 4 of them. So that is good. We know all those now. So that is Trevor or Ralph, depending on what version of the game you're playing. We have them all. And now we'll go through and update the entity IDs to and shoot, screwed that up. Use snake case for this, upper snake case. No, that's not snake case. What is the underscore? So we want dagger. Whereas some people say dagger. So here we are in case 15, or step 15. Let's see where that step gets set. Oh, it's working still. 2, 3. At some point, the step must be randomized. Seven, 6. Here we go. So this looks like where it is choosing which attack is going to be unleashed on the player. And I could put this up side by side and comment on each one of these. At some point, I think we are going to have to go back and do that. Come through and add enums for each of these steps for each of the main entities. But I'm not going to do that today. So I think that's the end of Ralph. Let's go to Fake Grant. And we do have a function at the top that is related to the distance of the player. And I think it has to do with whether or not he's going to jump down on you. We have one additional function here we haven't found yet. So he has the vertical dagger and the horizontal dagger. Let's add this one. Also interesting, I think that his daggers are different from Trevor's daggers. It's kind of nice because those are then like fully encapsulated. You can move that character potentially around without having to break code that may be used elsewhere. And I think that's it. That's all I need. So we're going to reset again. This time we're going to kill Ralph and Sifa, or Trevor and Sifa. Why? Oh, because I'm paused. Drat. Deleted those breakpoints. Oh, 7764? Was that what the other one was? No. Why is... Oh, it's just bad. Oh, it's so broken. It's so broken. Let's try again. No. We are getting hit at this breakpoint. So is this calling this other function? It could be. It doesn't directly. So Ralph creates this right away when, or Grant, sorry, the Grant entity creates this immediately. And then it must not, whatever it is, must not go away. Characters don't leave a body behind necessarily. It has a parent. And yeah, the only way it gets destroyed is when its parent, or if it was created without Grant as the parent entity ID, but it never is. So what is it? It appears at the same position as Grant. All right, let's That's why we're hitting the breakpoint though, because it gets created at the start when the grant entity is created, and we'll hit it immediately. And whatever it does, it just stays around. Not obvious to me. It doesn't seem to do anything, so I'm not sure what its purpose is. We could go and see if Grant uses so Grant does creates it. But as far as I can tell, it's never referenced again, so it seems like it's superfluous. So let's make a note of it, but I don't think it's something we're going to find. Alright, so did Sifa just killed herself? Grab Sifa. Let's go back and do the last one. So there is some risk to putting in a breakpoint when you're not in the same overlay. This code could legitimately be executed in the reverse Coliseum overlay, because those addresses are reused, but I'm not overly worried about that. Okay, so we again hit this right away. Let's look and see when is unknown 27 created. It's created right away, but it doesn't look like it's actually related to... Right. Is it in this file? It's not even in this file. Okay. It's not grant related at all. Oh, it's actually part of Ralph. And I have a comment here that it's coffin related, and I said that because it shows up right away. But it's actually like Ralph in that it basically does the same thing. Let's put our enum here. And I guess it gets the same comment. Could these be the skeletons? Oh, we have this attack here too. 1E is going to be, so Ralph was B, C, D, E, bone cross, so that's going to be what he starts with. And let's check out Sifa. I think Sifa only has one attack that I know of. Which I think is this, and like, is it an ice attack? So there are two things that show up though. One is the ice attack, and the other is like the ice block that's around Alucard. Nope. PlayStation is heavy metal mixer. PlayStation is a 32-bit system, and typically, but not always, but usually, an int is the same width as whatever the native register size is. And usually we call a system n bits based on the register size. All right, so I'm gonna take out Trevor and Grant this time. Leave Sifa. Trevor, tank. Okay, so Sifa is doing something. Let's see. Oh, she has a flame attack. I did not know that. I've only seen the ice attack. Okay, so we have our flame attack. And that is this A5C, so we're going to rename that. Yeah, yeah, I was surprised to see all of the, I don't know if you were here earlier, but Grant has Bone Cross, Giant Bone Cross, Dagger, which I hadn't seen before, and Holy Water, which I hadn't seen before either. So let's get rid of that and add the next one. I'm assuming that there's going to be an ice attack in the ice block. It's possible that the ice block is just part of Alucard, but I'm not sure. Let's add this last one as well. All right. So the flame around her, I'm guessing, or like the blue around her, I'm guessing is just part of her animation set and not a separate entity. We're hitting 3FC, which is the last one at the moment. Oh, no, it's not. It could be the clouds behind, but I think those started animating beforehand. Oh, this is her summon attack. All right, so let's take the breakpoint off that. And I don't know if she'll have the obvious tell when she switches attacks. I don't think so. I've seen this one before. So I don't have a breakpoint for that other attack. Possible that it's not a separate entity. Come on, switch your attack. Switch your attack. All right, come on, come on, come on. I guess I will name these since I have them and I don't want to forget. So this 3FC was... Would someone's spell be... better name? Maybe. So BF8 and E30, we have both of those still BF8. I don't have the E30. So I added that one as well. Alright, so we get a new attack, E30. Let's see. Giant Fireball. E30. Oh, is the Fireball just the Fireball from their explosion? Or is it her? No, that's the other attack. I see. Yeah, okay. So this is what is this going to be called? Let me see if there's anything that documents her attacks. It's like homing clouds. They are called spells. 6 frozen, crystal spread out. Lightning bolt, that's not it. Oh, that's from Dracula's Curse. Holy Flame, it looks like. Oh, Resurrect. What did I do with that? I wonder where these names came from. I guess they're probably from other games that use something similar. So I'm going to go with these names since they're there. Holy Flame, which I would say is what this is. Ice Smoke, which I don't think we've named yet. Holy Lightning, I've not seen. What's the difference between Ice Smoke and Petrifying Cloud? We've not seen that either. So, Resurrect is probably a better name. Let's look at Holy Flame, see if they have a... I called it Flame Attack, but it's Holy Flame. I got it. Okay. Holy Lightning, is that what this is? Yes, Holy Lightning. Okay. And so that is the E30 function. Doesn't really look like lightning, but I'll go with it. Alright. So just one more, and it's actually the ice attack, which is what she usually does. That's the one attack I haven't seen yet. We can go and look at what her attack logic is. I don't think that's the worst idea. Because if we can exploit something with her attack logic, that would be helpful. Let's look for unknown 28. Nope, unknown 29. So here we're looking for maybe a set step spelled correctly. Yeah, so there is definitely some logic related to player being in bat form. And then some other things related to distance. Let's look for unknown 2A specifically. That's in case 3. So we have step 3 somewhere. We do. Is this the boss state flag? Yes, this... It's possible that she only does the ice attack when there are other enemies. I think step 3 is going to be the ice attack. And the only condition there is that so 2 is going to be 1, 0, that at least I don't know. Let's see. So we're trying to figure out when can we get Sifa to do the ice attack? Possibly one enemy. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to load. And we want that EF8 breakpoint back. Yep, and she does it right away. So this is going to be her petrify attack. Let's undo that breakpoint, or turn off that breakpoint, and we'll watch it come out. Yep, and she did petrify me. So I'm gonna kill Grant and Trevor, and what should happen? Let's try killing one. And my guess is that she... so she still does it with one dead, but my guess is that if I kill Grant as well, that she will not do that attack again. And she moves to summons it, and it makes sense because the petrify attack, I guess she could cast another spell, but maybe she can't cast it fast enough. Let's try it one more time and see how long. Kind of interesting. A nice comment to make. Little subtleties are kind of cool, the way that they kind of thought about. Let's see if I can get her to freeze me. How long do I stay frozen? It goes away pretty quick. Yeah, so she can't do another attack fast enough though. So it wouldn't make sense to fortify. So cool, kind of cool game logic there. And so we'll call that Petrify Cloud. And so now really all that's left to do is go and rename the enums. And then I think that, I mean, there's probably a little bit more cleanup, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good place for this to get checked in. Yeah, and these are going to be a pain to go through 4 different places to fix these. It's worth it though. So 2 functions that we couldn't find. No, we did find them, but what their purpose is unknown. Just doing these replacements. And then we'll call it a day. So this was, I think, Holy Flame Attack is what. Kind of a nice contrast to Holy Water, Holy Flame. We got them all. 2 more. I think I'll do both these before I compile again. So the wiki, it lists this one. Oh, in the way. The wiki lists this as resurrect. It's probably a better name. 2 hours? And we got them all. All right, so I think this might be the end of Grant, Ralph, Sifa, Ralph/Trevor. I think we made it pretty far in this, and it's in a pretty good state. I like that most of the functions got named. That will make it much easier for people in the future to come through and add some more comments, logic, and things like that. And if that's something you like to do, maybe you want to contribute to the Symphony of the Night decompilation project as well, and you can go to sutton.z.dev to learn more. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Adios.